Hello, so I've been and got myself another socket set. I actually got this a couple of months ago, but I just hadn't got round to open it up and making a video of it. So yeah, it's a 94-piece mixed socket set from Lidl. It comes with a 1/2 inch ratchet and a 1/4 inch ratchet. You've got a wide array of sockets, you know, shallow, deep, loads of bits. And yeah, I really like it. So we'll open it up. It was $39.99. They don't have it available at the minute, but if you download their app or check their website, you can see when they come in next. So that's it, move that out of the way. So yeah, it's nice. I mean, the box, starting off with the box, you've got metal catches, you've got a decent enough hinge, like plastic pins that go in, so it's nice and, you know, sturdy. The parts actually hold themselves into the box. The only thing that might fall out is the Allen key. So unlike many other socket sets, if you was to do that, everything would drop. But if you look, only the Allen keys have stayed on the table. So that's a really nice thing. The ratchets are 72 teeth, which is nice, which means normally just a 5-degree turn for them to click. So you don't have to turn the handle too much when you're working on a bolt. The extension bars, they've got a wobble. So you can put a socket on all the way and it will just lock. If you pull it out a little bit, get a bit of wobble, which is nice, which allows just, I think maybe 5 degrees again of articulation, which is also nice working on a car. And it is just got loads of stuff, you know, so you've got sockets from, is that 32? So you've got from 4mm up to 32, you know, for both ratchets. Well, not for both, but within the use of 2 ratchets, then a 32 for the 1/4. And then yeah, you've got all the little Allen key, Torx, you know, posi, Phillips, flathead, a little adapter you could put on your drill. So if you have a drill, you know, you could run these on the drill or the sockets on the drill, which is quite nice. Yeah, it's got just such a good little kit, you know, little Allen keys, spark plug sockets, universal joint. And yeah, I've had these in the past. I've had 2 different versions of this that were called PowerFix Profi instead of Parkside, which were both from Lidl. And they lasted really well. The only weak points I had with the previous ones were the ratchet handles. They used to be a round shaft and the handle would go on, so eventually it could come loose and start turning. So that was annoying. And I've had this break. You've got a little clip in there that holds these bits, holds them in. And I think once I had a rusty fixing and I got that and I whacked it with a hammer a couple of times and it broke that clip. So that was a bit of a shame. But that was kind of me abusing it rather than a failing of the tool. And yeah, there's not really much I can say about it because there's not much wrong with it. I mean, this is cool because not only is it a screwdriver handle, but you can use it as an extension with the ratchet. So that's nice. And yeah, the only thing I would do with this, I will do with this, and I'd recommend, well, you don't have to, but I think it helps, especially if you're working outside and it's going to be damp sometimes, is if you get some 3-in-1 oil, you can open up the ratchets and put a little bit of oil inside. I have noticed that this one does look like it's already got some oil in there, which is nice. See a bit seeping out just on the side there. So it may already have an adequate amount of lubrication, but I know in the past when I used it sort of quite heavily, one of these, the ratchets would eventually get a bit dry and wouldn't run as smooth. So just a little bit of a maintenance thing. And you can also drip oil into these ball bearings. If you take a socket, slide it on so the ball bearing gets depressed but it's still exposed, then you can drip a little drop of oil and then that just gets oil down in there into the spring behind the ball bearing, and then if moisture gets in there it's less likely to rust or cause any problems. And yeah, I'm a big fan of these for the price. I think it's the best value socket set I've seen. You can get kind of 94-piece socket sets off Lidl, but the quality can vary wildly. Like my friend bought one recently and the sockets are so deformed and that like the ratchet doesn't even fit all of them. And you know, I think when he's used them, some of them have been breaking, and you know, not to mention you'll probably round off the bolts on whatever you're working on because these probably aren't machined to the right size, and you know, just not very good. Another thing I like about this socket set is you've got 6-point sockets. So that means they have a firmer grip on bolts. So if they're a bit rusty, they're less likely to slip. So say like in Halfords, you can get socket sets, but they're all 12-point sockets. So, I mean, they're handy because the socket will go on in more positions. Like sometimes with this, you have to turn the socket to get it on, but it is less likely to slip. So as a compromise, I prefer the 6-sided socket. Now there are a couple of things, there's a couple more things that are that I'll point out, which is a lot of the other versions of 94-piece socket sets you can get, instead of having this T-bar, they have this, which is an extension with a T-bar kind of adapter piece, which is what I'm going to use in this. So we'll get out of the way. This is Bergen, extension bar with wobble on it, and then this is a Teng sort of T-bar adapter, and that will just lock in there, and that solves that problem. So now I've got 2 1/2-inch extensions, which is nicer. Also, I've got a pair of adapters. So this allows me to, I found these on AliExpress. They're non-branded, but they're made of chrome vanadium, and hopefully they're going to hold up. So this is quite cool. So this means I can put the little ratchet, put it on the little ratchet, and then I can put the 1/2-inch socket on there. So if I need to work in a really tight space, I can use that to just get a nut on. I mean, that would never undo that size bolt, but I think you get the, you can see why I might use it. And then vice versa, you know, I can put this one on here, and then I can drive a small socket. Although, honestly, you would shear stuff so quickly if you use this to drive something that I'm probably not going to use that too much. But I'll keep it in here just in case. So that's another addition that I'm going to add, which can just sit down there. And another thing I bought for it is this. So you may have noticed, or maybe I should have pointed out, that these bits here, they only fit in that adapter, which only fits the 1/2-inch ratchet. So what I went and found is this. It's a BGS adapter off of eBay, and it fits those pieces there, and then it fits the small ratchet. So that way you can drive those off of the small ratchet, which is very, very handy. I mean, what you can do if you don't want to buy one of these is just put this in an 8mm socket, because it fits. The only thing is it will fall out. So if you're working, you know, down in an engine bay, you might drop your bit. But yeah, so they're kind of things that like make it better. But obviously you start buying all this stuff and then it stops being a £40 socket set. And there are a couple more things I'm going to change just because I've got them from where I've had these sets in the past. Because eventually, if you're using it a lot, you know, these ratchets, they're very strong. They last well, you know, but they do let dust in and dirt in. So I'm going to take them out, and I've got another couple of ratchets I'm going to place in, which are these. This one's a Facum, and this is a USAG, which is just the Italian version of a Facum. So that's the 1/2-inch ratchet, which I've already tried because I had this open before. So that will fit in there, and then that one will fit there. And then because this ratchet is quite a bit smaller than this one, it does now mean that that adapter could make a bit more sense if I wanted a bit more leverage. But yeah, there we go. That is a Lidl Parkside socket set, which I'm definitely going to be getting lots of use out of. And yeah, I would recommend it if anyone is looking for some tools. Just keep an eye on Lidl, because they do last pretty well. Like, they are pretty like, well, very good really for the money. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. I won't waffle on anymore. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Feel free to subscribe for more. I've got some more bike videos and tool videos coming. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.